So you might be new to reselling, or you might be buying stuff online, you haven't done a lot of it before, and there's some little lingo that you just don't understand. There's certain words, BOLO, NOLO, ASP, all these different things, and you just don't know what the hell they mean. I'm going to go through them today and talk about what they're supposed to mean, but also what they really mean, because some of them could be a little bit misleading. We're going to start with one of the most popular ones, and that is BOLO. BOLO stands for be on the lookout, which means items that specifically flip online for good money, and it's worth keeping your eye out to try and pick them up. What does BOLO really mean? Well, it usually means that the market is absolutely smashed because somebody is saying BOLO, whether it be in a Reddit forum, a Facebook forum, an YouTube channel, a TikTok account, an Instagram account. BOLO usually means that there's a lot of people buying it now, and it's absolutely gone. If someone mentions a BOLO, just double check that it actually still is. ASP, average sale price. ASP, it does sound fancy, but it just means the average amount you make per sale. If you have 10 items and you sell 5 for $10 each and 5 for $20 each, your average sale price is $15. But what ASP really means is, I'm trying to sound professional. Probably just an easy way to say, I don't know how to price things properly, or I'm too lazy, or I can't be bothered. I, on average, sell things for this. If you're looking to buy things on Facebook, you might often see somebody say inbox for pricing, which generally kind of is self-explanatory. You inbox them, they tell you a price. But it's like, just spat. But it's like a cryptic message from the other side. What it actually means is, I know I'm asking way too much, but I'm hoping someone will bite. So message me so I can waste both our time and tell you that you're a lowballer. If you're a seller, don't do this. It's just stupid. ROI, return on investment, pretty self-explanatory. It is that magical number that we all want to see. It means how much profit you make compared to how much you spent. But here is the truth about ROI. It's the way we justify buying a $1 item and to sell it for $5 after we've spent 3 hours researching, photographing, listing, skewing, waiting for it to sell. Was it actually worth the return on investment? Well, from a percentage and on paper, it looks fantastic, but probably not. VTG, vintage, that's basically all it means, and it's a keyword you'll see a lot on eBay. People just smack it in there wherever they can. They'll put vintage or they'll put retro, even though the item may not be vintage or retro. I think VTG actually means, and it's an actual code word for, I want to get more money than what this is actually worth. Fuck off. Flipping. Some people don't understand what flipping means, and this can be flipping. Coin. Dice. All sorts of things can be flipping. But essentially what we do, buying something, picking it up and reselling it, is flipping. It's the point of buying something cheap and getting a better price for it. Simple, right? Well, not really, because reality and what it really means is spending hours hunting for deals, talking to people, scrolling through listings, negotiating.
Listing, photographing, storing, packing, posting, customer service.
It's, there's actually a lot of work involved. Why do I do this? I wanted a quick rich scheme. NIB or MIB. New inbox, mint inbox. Similar sort of concept. Mint inbox, I guess, it's still in box. It's 100% mint. New inbox, still a new product. It's in the box. This doesn't always mean that it is going to be mint. If they're using the NIB, quite often it means it's still in the box from 30 years ago, but it's been overpriced at my market for so long that there's fading on the box, there's marks on it. It's still new, this figure's still new in box, but yeah. Lowballing, the dreaded term that most resellers fear. What it really means is somebody made an offer way lower than what I had it listed for, and now I'm insulted. Even though I was originally asking 3 times the price of what other people have it as and what it has sold for, but I'll still play along and tell them it's low. Ghosting. Not that type of ghosting. Not that type of ghosting. And it's not the type where, you know, you do the poo in the bowl and the poo goes missing and then you don't even have to wipe your bum and then you start to wonder if you actually did a poo. Has anyone else had that? No, that's not what I'm talking about. Ghosting. So you make a deal on a marketplace such as Gumtree, Craigslist, Facebook, and then all of a sudden they just stop talking to you. But it's that silence that we all hate. And what it really means is somebody's come in with a higher deal, they've been smashed with lots of messages for the item, something along those lines, they've got cold feet, they no longer want to sell, and they've absolutely bailed. And that's what happens when you get ghosted. I have actually travelled over an hour to get ghosted, so if I'm travelling, I always make sure that it's locked in with an address, not a meetup at a car park. That might not have been a Facebook Marketplace one. I think that was from the good old ACG, average cost of goods. If you know me, you know this is one of my favourites. It sounds all official, like it's some actual meaningful number, yeah? What it really is just an average of what you've paid for every item individually. Yes, useful when you buy in bulk and you don't have set prices on the individual items that you purchase. But here's the kicker. ACG is the magic number that some social media influencers like to use when they're showing off their latest haul. They'll say things like, my ACG or average cost of goods is $3.50 to make it sound like they're really killing it out there. But what they don't mention is the pair of jeans that they overpaid $20 for, alongside the 50-cent DVD that they grabbed at the thrift store to bring the cost down to make it look like they know what they're doing. What it really means is, A, they've probably been ripped off on a few items. B, they're trying to sound smart by making it look like they have a grip on numbers. Or 7, they're just trying to act like they're making more money than they really are. So next time you hear somebody spurting out ACG stats, just remember, it's all about context. Don't let them fool you in to thinking they're the next big resale guru. The average cost of goods works well for the tax man and things like that. If you do purchase the same thing over and over, if you're very niche specific, whether it be clothing, whether it be toys or whatever, yes, it makes sense, your average cost of goods, because you're buying the same item. But if you're buying something in bulk, where it be working out 20 cents a piece on DVDs, but then you're spending $50 on a pair of shoes that are only worth 30, you're still losing money on that pair of shoes. We'll go through a little bit of a quiz. We'll go through a bit of a quiz here. James, whoever James is, it's always James, has 2 peaches, right? 2 peaches. And he paid $50 for 1 peach and he got given the other one for free. So his average cost of goods is $25 per peach. And that's what he says on the internet. However, he still paid $50 for 1 fucking peach, and that peach is still only worth a couple fucking dollars. So you're not winning there, mate. It might sound good, but it's not. That was a real bad, it's just like come into my head. Who's paying $25 for a fucking peach anyway? Why are we talking about peaches? I fucking hate peaches. Anything to do with a peach, fuck off. Death pile, we've spoken about this before, the infamous death pile. We all talk death pile, but if you have heard people talking about a death pile, simply what it is something of a pile of what you've purchased and not yet listed. It's that mountain of stuff that's just piling up, waiting to go online for you to make your money, but you keep buying other stuff instead. Some people tend to say, if it's not listed, it won't sell. Like some fucking reseller gospel. What it actually means is, if you don't buy it, it fucking definitely won't sell. Because sometimes, hey, you buy things in bulk and don't have time to list it all immediately. So be it. If it's good stuff and you're paying a good price, it's going to profit, it's probably worth grabbing. You still can list it the next day. You don't have to wait until everything's gone and then go out and buy something. Because if you're doing the gamble aspect and you're going out thrifting or garage selling, you might not get something the next day, will ya? And then you're in a bit of strife. So if the deals come up, worth grabbing. Now, I want to just say, in context, if you've got the cash flow, obviously, this makes more sense. If you've got the space, this makes more sense. If you don't have the money, you probably shouldn't be buying more stuff. That's simple as that. Get it listed, get your investment, your return on investment, and then reinvest into the next product. If you don't have the space, you're going to have to sell that shit, otherwise you're going to be storing shit at your nan's house. You don't want to be doing that, because nan's going to get upset at you. Fuck off! But honestly, don't be afraid of the death pile shame. So many people will shame death piles, especially the big dog influencers. and it can make people anxious and overwhelmed, and I get overwhelmed with death piles. I got somebody else's death pile, 2 other people's death piles in my shed at the moment that I'm getting through. And no, I haven't been sourcing of late because there's that much stuff. I do have to get through that. I'm not going to go out thrifting or something where I'm taking the gamble on getting items, but if something came to me that was actually going to be profitable, that is good items that can be listed, I'll get it, and it goes to the back of the pile just like everything else. Inventory management is the key. Nothing wrong with having too much stock. Test the market. Test the market. Test the market. What the hell does that mean? Take it out to a market and test it? Plug it in and see if it works? No. This is just used when someone's unsure of the value. They don't often publicly announce that they're going to test the market. They might say this to their friends or people around them to try and get a gauge without actually asking a price on something, but it's when they have no fucking idea or they're just purely that lazy that they do not care about doing their research. They put a substantial price on it, test the market, see if anyone bites or if they get any offers and work from there. It's just another way of saying make an offer. Bread and butter, the holy grail of resale. Holy grail of resale. I like that. You'll hear it all the time. There's just some bread and butter. I found my bread and butter. No, we're not physically eating bread and butter. What it actually means is this is my comfort zone. These are the items that I like to buy regularly. I know they're going to make me money. I probably won't get rich by individual items because they're going to make the 20 bucks, 30 bucks, etc. But it's just the stuff that I'm comfortable with. It's the stuff I know and it's a steady flow. And there's definitely no shame in consistency because sometimes it's better to play it safe with what you know and stick to that rather than spending out and then losing out altogether. So bread and butter, it's another word for a niche. Some people say niche as niche. That really fucking shits me. I don't know why, but it does. It probably shouldn't get me that wild up, but it does. On to the next one. Retail arbitrage. Retail arbitrage. Retail arbitrage. Just rolls off the tongue nicely. It's a fancy term that makes you sound like a high-end businessman. Yeah? It's when you buy things from a retail store and flip them online for a profit. Pretty simple. The terminology makes it sound like a stock market hustle or something. What it really means is I went into a shop, found an item that was at discount price, put it online for what it used to be worth and hoping that somebody will buy it. I'm going to admit it is a lot of work to find an actual product when you're out there that's going to be good for you, but it does work really, really well for some. But a lot of the time you're running on fairly low profits, depending on what sort of items you're grabbing. Unless it's exclusive stuff, you're probably not making heaps of money, and it's probably not worth even getting involved in if it's not something you're hyper niched in. Collectibles and stuff, definitely. There's people I know that do so well out of certain collectibles because they are hyper niched in it. They're probably collectors themselves. However, for probably 90% of people, I'm a stats man, this is 100% fact, these stats, they're not. Most people are going to be in there comping, which is time, which is money. It's not even worth it. But that's what retail arbitrage is for if you're hearing that term getting around and you weren't too sure. Sourcing. That's just a glamorous term for shopping, really. Or another way to say, fuck yeah, let's go sourcing. A beauty. What it really means is I'm going to spend my day going every thrift store, every flea market, every single place that I can to hopefully find something that's worth more than what I'm about to pay for it. And then find items that I think is going to be worth $50 only to realize they're worth $5 and I just lost money. And there goes my whole day. That's what sourcing is. That's what it can be for some. Bundling. It's just a trick where you bundle a bunch of items together to try and sell them either quicker or for a higher profit. Usually they consist of lower end items that have just been chucked into a bundle all together and aren't really worth anything and probably won't sell. Bundling definitely works and it's something that I do a lot of, but it also can be just you piling together a bunch of garbage that is literally just making up your death pile, even though it's listed. Because nobody wants it, nobody's going to buy it, it's not worth anything. Take it to the op shop or throw it in the fucking bin. Price anchor. Sounds like something that, I don't know, you'd throw in the water to keep your boat from floating away. In reselling, it's just a tactic of listing something super high and waiting for an offer to come in. So you're basically anchored there with a high price and you're waiting for somebody to come through and either send them an offer, send them a good deal where it's like $200 off and they feel like they're getting a great deal. What it really means is I'm listing this overpriced as an anchor and giving you a discount to make you think you're getting a great deal. However, really, I'm kind of just fucking scamming you. It is a marketing trick that does work in some cases, but it's not full in most. People aren't silly. EOI stands for expression of interest. It sounds all formal and official, like a bit fancy pants, I reckon. What it really means is I'm just too lazy to list a price. I'm basically going to let people message me, tell me what they want to pay, and then I'm going to accept the highest one. But more than likely, probably even tell them that that's too low of a price. It's just a passive-aggressive way of saying, I don't know what I want for this, but I just want you to make the first move. OBO, or ONO, is or best offer, or nearest offer. Kind of like said above, they don't have a price. They'll put a highish price. It's almost like a price anchor, but a bit lower, and then taking offers, kind of like the EOI. It's just a mix of all this shit put together. And it's just like, you know, when you go out on the piss, you start on the frothies, you're on the VB, you're smacking down the VB, and then you just get a bit over the beer. You got to get to the spirits. You go to the spirits, and then next minute you're doing shots, you're doing vodka, you're shooting meth, you're fucking doing all sorts of shit. It's just a big concoction of all this shit put into one, and basically that's how you come up with your nearest offer. Really got to work on how I explain these things. Don't do meth, kids. Don't do meth alone. It's scary. This is a specific one on Facebook. I'll give you my address tomorrow when you come. It does seem innocent, but what it really means is I've stalked your Facebook profile and I don't trust you. You are a dodgy looking seedy mother. I don't know if you're coming to rob me, I don't know if you're coming to do other things to me. Just a paranoid seller's way of making sure you're not a scammer. Or purely someone they're just not uncomfortable with. Probably fair enough. Some of you resellers are as rough as Hessian undies, I'm telling you. If they give you a pickup location where you do a meetup at a supermarket or a car park in public, which I recommend to be safe if you're a seller. But if they give you that, you've officially been listed as just a rough looking prick. So if this has happened to you where you've gone to buy something and they've recommended a pickup in public, that says a lot about your profile picture, Coco. You better change it. Rare. The single-handed most overrated word on eBay is rare. It means it's an item that's not many of them produced, or there's not many in circulation, not many people own these. It's hard to find, which is another little keyword that people use. HTF means hard to find. Same as rare, basically. But rare gets smacked up as a keyword all the time. It's a title filler. And I'm guilty for this too, I'm going to say. These are good words. It's just nice and easy. What it really means is they're thinking the fact that I'm calling this rare, I'm hoping that it means you're ignoring the fact that there's another 500 of them on eBay right now. And I'm still probably asking way more than what it's worth. So don't get too excited about if you're buying something you see rare. Or even if you're selling something, I think people are smart enough to know if they're going to buy something, how rare it is. Usually people do their research, don't they? Sold as is. This is a classic Vinnie's one, this one. Vinnie's love this one. Throw this back to the thrift stores. Sold as is generally means I'm not going to fix this, clean this, or even fucking test this. You're just going to go out on a whim and assume that it works, just like I assume that it works. And if it doesn't, that's on you, because it's said as is. It's just a seller's way of saying, if this thing's fucked, that's on you. It's a red flag in my opinion. And I probably should stop listing stuff saying sold as is. Probably why they don't sell. I do have a bonus one, because I think it needs to be noted, and free shipping. Now that's pretty self-explanatory what free shipping means, like most of these have been. And free shipping means you get free shipping. But what it really means is that I've incorporated the price of my item into the shipping costs. So you're still getting charged shipping. It just looks like it's free. It says it's free. You're still paying the same price. That's all it's telling you. This is one to watch out for if you're selling international. People put free shipping in their titles, and I have no idea why. Because it says right under your title, if you've got free shipping, it says fucking free shipping. Right? Why are you putting it in your title? Just to fill out the keywords. Because that's actually asking for an item not as described case or a claim on eBay. Because if you have international sales turned on, I'm going to assume you don't have free shipping still. You have the additional shipping on your item. So when that person buys it with the title saying free shipping, that's false advertising. That can make you lose money. And I see a lot of people doing this. Free shipping in the title. Very bad idea in my opinion. I don't even do free shipping anymore, so if I've got free shipping in my title, I'm fucked. But yeah, that's just one to be wary of. And I've had a few people ask me in previous videos when they're new to reselling and stuff, what's a BOLO, or what's this, what's that, what do you mean when you talk about death piles? And there's so many others that probably pop up. These are just the first however many that popped into my fucking head. So I do appreciate it. I got a little bit carried away there, I think. I don't know how this video is going to go. It was a bit of fun, sit down and chat, but next time we'll get back into the hunting and finding good items. Love ya.
Flipper, dipper, doodle, dumb, I'm a thrifter, big fat.